There's quite a buzz going around here about the book on my desk.
I heard it was originally going to be called Bacchus and the Purple Crayon.
Where did you hear that?
Today, I am not fuchsia fish. I am purple fish in honor of Harold.
That's lovely, but honestly, I'm a bit confused because you are not a baby.
Obviously. Except you, Lana Lamb. You're a baby.
Okay, Lana Lamb is a baby, but not you. And well, if there happens to be a baby listening right now, I know you're an above-average baby. So the point is, since you are so sophisticated, why would so many KidTime StoryTimers and puppets be begging me to read Harold and the Purple Crayon because it looks like a baby book?
It is not a baby book. But you would love it anyway, Lana. Yes, you would.
Okay, so let me see if I have this right. It is a book with a baby on the cover that big kids are going to like, and puppets, but maybe also some babies.
I can tell you're seeking clarity.
I am.
So this is not a baby book.
So I keep hearing.
It's about magic.
Really?
Adventure.
Oh? Creating your own destiny?
And the power of your mind.
Well, color me intrigued.
You're telling us that you've never read this famous book?
You mean book? I have not.
That's because you discriminate against purple.
That is the craziest thing she's ever said.
You said crazier.
Thanks.
Well, you wanted this story, the puppets want this story, and now I am totally Harold curious. So let's see what this not a baby book is all about.
Can you handle all the purple?
Speaking of purple, where is your dress, Witcheficent?
I spilled frittata on it.
It happens. All right, here we go. Oh, you know, for a little kid, Harold really gets high up there. It's like a super long arm or something. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. Wait. A baby walking around at night? Without supervision? Hoo-hoo! Really, Hootie? Just go with it? Hoo-hoo! All right, but just so we're clear, I don't endorse solo baby night walking out there, in case any baby out there is taking notes. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight, obviously, and he needed something to walk on. Well, he's a very practical baby. He made a long, straight path so he wouldn't get lost, and he set off on his walk, taking his big purple crayon with him. All right, here we go. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long, straight path, so he left the path for a shortcut across a field, and, conveniently, the moon went with him. That's nice of the moon. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. So the thing is, he didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. Practical. It turned out to be an apple tree. How lucky is that? The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, once they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon with really big, sharp teeth. And right now, Harold may be rethinking that decision. It even frightened Harold. So he backed away, and his hand holding the purple crayon shook, and suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then, Harold was over his head in an ocean. No, how did he draw himself into this predicament? Oh yeah, I remember how. Unsupervised baby. He came up thinking fast, and in no time, he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. Thank heavens that Harold is a quick draw.
Good luck moving that thing without a sail. Oh, he got a sail.
He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. Oh, how placid that must be. Look at that face of contentment under the light of the moon, gently bobbing along the water. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble, because this kid knows where he's going and is drawing his way. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics, you know what, made him hungry. So he laid out a nice, simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pies that Harold liked best. Can someone have 9 favorite pies?
Yes, they can.
He would know. When Harold finished his picnic, there was, quite a lot left, and he hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste, so I can see that Harold is already drawing up a solution. Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up, and boy, does that porcupine look happy or what? And then off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see, so he decided to make the hill into a mountain. And if he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. Now, this mountain is starting to look a little bit steep for the baby. He was tired and he felt he ought to be getting to bed, and he hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of this increasingly tall mountain. And as he looked down over the other side, he slipped, and there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air.
Well, it's all over now.
Nonsense, there's still half a book left.
Quick, Harold, quick, don't just fall there.
Okay, let's draw. Luckily, he kept his wits and his purple crayon. Remember that, his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon, and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he still couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. Nice and easy, safe and sound in one piece. Always keeping calm and drawing on. Now, none of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. So he made some more windows. And he made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows.
So now I'm supposed to believe that this baby is an architect and an entire city planner?
If you can draw it, you can do it.
That's not a saying.
It is now.
Listen, baby, you should draw a cave. Trust me on this.
But none of all of these many windows was his window. He couldn't think of where it might be. So many buildings, so many different kinds of windows. One with one line across, one with one line up and down, one with a line across and up and down. So much variety. So he decided to ask a policeman. And the policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but, Harold thanked him, as you do. And he walked along with the moon, his friend, wishing he was in his room and in bed. And then suddenly, Harold, ding, remembered. What did he remember? This kid has so much going on. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed, literally. He got in it and he drew up the covers, literally. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep. Wow. You know what, kid? I gotta thank you for recommending this book because I love it!
I recommended it too.
And I thank you too, Green Bear.
I like the part where the dragon terrified him and he fell in the water. And then my other favorite part was when he fell off the mountain. But then he couldn't find his own window, and that was great too.
But he was able to draw a boat.
And a hot air balloon.
And then eventually he did find his way home.
After his adventures on land, air, and sea.
But disgracefully,
What?
he never drew a cave. Ugh.
That's because Harold was drawing from his dreams and imagination, not you-know-whose.
I wish I could do that.
Draw the life of your dreams? Absolutely you can, Green Bear. And so can you, kid.
So keep calm and draw on! I'm gonna draw the White House.